Parts Unlimited. Welcome everyone to New Berlin, New York. A great day for motocross. It's the 6th stop of 12. We're at the halfway point of this AMA Motocross Series. It's the Lucas Oil Unadilla National, the granddaddy of them all. I'm Robbie Floyd with former motocross champion David Bailey, Aaron Bates down in the pits, and there is the current motocross champion, Ricky Carmichael. And you'd think with those millions of dollars rolling in, he could afford a razor, David.
You know what? I don't think he cares what he looks like all these other guys, trying to worry about their goatee being just right. Ricky just wants to win races, and that seems to be working just fine.
Chad.
Look how awesome he looks.
Clean up.
Just, all the new stuff, you know. Kevin, thinking about it, he's got an awesome record here at Unadilla.
And Kevin finished second in our last stop, and David Billman, who we're looking at here, he would die for a second place overall, and we talked to him earlier about it.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, there's a lot of good guys out there, and they're really competitive. And you know, I'm going to try to get a bit of starts. You know, it seems like I'll be struggling with my starts. I'm always coming back in top 5, but you know, it's you know, if you want to be in top 3, you have to beat some great guys out there.
Billy in the top 3 one time. That was the first stop. He finished 3rd overall.
This seems like a track where David would do well. You know? I mean, I was talking to him about that big plateau. He goes, I wish it was to the left. That's my good side. But he had a pretty good whip right there. This was the scene earlier that with Carmichael and Chad going at it. But I'll tell you what, man, the guy that really had everybody looking and their jaws on the ground was Stewart. He was looking so fast. I would have sworn he was the fastest guy, and the whole time I was looking at him going, you can't go any faster than that. Carmichael was reeling him in.
That was wide open right there. Look at this. The final practice session, 2.5+ seconds ahead for Ricky Carmichael. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
Nick Way, number 27, he's had some tough times here before.
This section right here, on the start one time, he got bucked and did a somersault up above his bike. He says he approaches that a little different these days.
Now he's in the 250s. He's had 3 straight top 6 finishes.
Yeah, I'm hoping to break into the top 5 this weekend and push a little bit more towards the front of the pack for sure. And, you know, like I said, I'm just getting a little bit more comfortable with the 450, and I'm excited about this weekend and all the other tracks for sure. But, you know, this one especially, I think they changed the track a little bit, so it's a little bit more like the old style, so I'm excited to try the new way.
How about the old style, huh, David? You've ridden this track a time or two, so take a look at the points. The only man in the 200s is probably be in the 300s for everybody else. Jumps into the 2s. First, let's go down to Aaron.
This dirt is known as the granddaddy of all AMA motocross tracks. Over the last 30 years, they've done everything possible to preserve its natural terrain by only riding on it once a year as the Nationals roll through Unadilla. As you can see, a couple of changes. There's a whoop section in behind me here that a lot of the riders are having difficulty with, and they're trying to come through as many times as possible in practice to try to master this section. Another thing that they've changed is they've added an F section right before the gravity cavity. What this does, slows down the pace a little bit. Lap times are going to be a little bit slower. It's going to be really interesting to see what pans out here with these changes at Unadilla. We'll take a look and see. Guys?
This section right here, Robbie, is a lot like what it was like when I was there, only they've opened it up just a bit more so it doesn't mess everybody up right off the starts. You know, if you get a 10th place start, you don't want the leaders to be gone because it's too tight. And I think they did a really good job, and also with that whoop section in the back. They had everybody looking at it. As you can see, Carmichael taking a lot of runs at it. The first guy to jump that section amazing was Stewart on a 250. Put everybody... put the pressure on.
On to starting grid, Carmichael, Reed, Wyndham, Villeman, Fonseca. The big names are in there. We'll see who comes out on top here at Unadilla. A much different track than the rest of the country that we see. This is outdoor motocross, if there ever was such a thing. I mean, these are hills 99.9% of the time.
And a really unique start, too. It drops down and back up.
Take a look at the backwards quality gain. There's the number 4, Ricky Carmichael, defending champion here at Unadilla, going downhill. Looks like Billman with a good start, but sweeping by on the outside, it is Justin Buckaloo.
Wow.
Moto Triple X Honda, back-to-back weeks. We saw him at Redbud get the whole shot. He does it here at Unadilla.
Carmichael's probably just like, what the heck? Wait a minute.
And just...
Well, I didn't take long.
Yeah, just swapping around through that section. No problem right there. Driving by on the outside. Sets him up for the inside position. But yeah, Carmichael takes the lead. Now it's Buckaloo into second. And it's at Billman. TV jumping into second now, getting by Buckaloo.
Look how far they're flying out of the gravity cavity these days. They're jumping. Ricky didn't want to take any chance of having somebody jump by him. So he flew out of there a good 70 feet or so. It's a hard landing, but he's strong enough to absorb it.
See James Stewart right around 5th or 6th place jumping in. He's doing a little bit different lines, and we'll see that as the race progresses. A few different lines. He's already into 4th now, working on 3rd.
Good start for, of course, Ricky. You know, what has it? Look at Stewart, man, just not hesitate. He was so fast. I can't even explain it, Robbie. I know the lap times don't show it, but he was so aggressive, so fast in practice. I think he feels good. He wants to get after the lead, not let Ricky get away. He's got to get through Villeman to get there, but you know, the pace he's got so far, I think it's doable. Look at him. Look how fast James is attacking this place.
Matt Gerke, another name to mention, number 77 out of Florida, PBG Moto World Suzuki in there inside the top 5, and Bubba doubling up, trying to go down the outside. Really not the best line, but he turns it into the best line.
Yeah.
I say it's not the best line, not the preferred line by most of the riders, but he made it happen on the outside of somebody, and that's got to be disappointed when you blow by him on the outside, Dave.
Well, it turns out to be the best line. It was the best line when I raced there back in the early 80s, and I was talking to DeCosta this morning. He goes, you know what? It was the best line when I used to race there. Villeman was trying to protect the inside. You got to be something special, as Villeman said earlier, to hold off a guy like James Stewart. There he is with another opportunity to attack Ricky.
And early on, we see Stewart is definitely on a mission, and we see that Ricky Carmichael has not pulled out that much like we've seen in races before. You hear that? Wide open.
Grabbing it, makes a little mistake right there, but you're going to make mistakes going that fast. James in a good position to attack Ricky. Oh, Ricky goes down.
Ricky right at the top of our screen goes down. The green flag now waving yellow. Has the front end get away from him. Carmichael has to refire that 4-stroke Suzuki. He does that very nicely. I haven't seen a bike start that easy in a while.
Now he took his time. He didn't see any panic right there. Look at that. Wyndham and Reed getting by him already. So James is gone. This is an opportunity. Wow, what an opportunity. See, Ricky trying to, I was going to mention that handguard got bent down and front brake lever as well. I think that happened to James here in his 125, maybe last year or the year before. But James, I don't think he's going to feel too threatened about Villeman being back there. Not putting Villeman down. Just, you know, James passed him. He's already starting to get a little cushion on him. And a solid run so far for Villeman. It's a new yellow 50th year anniversary and all that. Same with Chad. Ricky having to come back to the pack. If he gets through those guys, it's going to be late in the moto. If he gets to James, James might be able to pull one off here.
Giving Villeman all the credit in the world, but I can tell you, James knows that Ricky's the guy he's going to have to worry about at the end of the moto. Physically fit, he's fast, he's done it before, and even though Villeman's just behind him, he's still thinking Ricky in the back of his head.
Look at how fast Ricky went through that section and sets him up to get the pass made on Chad. Not quite. Chad, he's forcing everybody to ride so perfect to stay ahead of him, and he ain't afraid to get close.
That pulling off a tear off, he's on the inside, but you see Ricky crossing over, he's changing lines, and takes over the line, and makes that happen. Don't play follow the leader. He showed you how to go around the hard way, and he's getting bounced around. You see his feet popping off the pegs here and there.
Well, there's a lot of things. It gets by Buckaloo as well, so 2 for 1 right there for Ricky. That fall didn't take much out of him. He took his time to get the bike started, and it did. He took his time to straighten the front brake lever up, and now he's already made the pass in the same lap. He's already put himself back in position to win this race. Just a beautiful square-off move right there. That is a really off-camber section. Ricky took his time to get set up properly, so he can get aggressive on the inside.
Matt Gerke on the PPG Suzuki. I thought this kid be racing 125s, but it looks pretty darn good, the 250.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good move to put him up on the 450. He got an excellent. He's like, no, I ain't messing with that. Go ahead. I got your back.
Don't let me hold you up. Ricky Carmichael takes another position, but it's James Stewart out in front. Can he stay there? That's the big question. The leather stocking community of Unadilla Valley here has James Bubba Stewart leading moto number 1 of the 250s. We're seeing the race for 3rd place with Kevin Wyndham and Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael was our early leader and went down, David. Oh, nice game of tag right there. A little block pass, a little brake check.
Ricky just attacks. You know, Kevin was trying to take the good line and do the right thing and all that, but Ricky's gone, yeah, whatever. I'm in a hurry, so just get out of the way. You know, he rides like that. If Kevin was in his line, he would have run into him and moved.
And Kevin was also not worrying about racing fast. He already knew Ricky was there and was trying to block his line. He lost time on our leaders because he was trying to hold off Ricky instead of beat Ricky.
Yeah, I don't know. Ricky just rides with a whole different deal. You know what's weird is as soon as James got the lead, I thought he's going to win this thing. But for the last couple laps coming around, Robbie, he's just not riding like he was in practice earlier. He looks fast right now, but there's some other sections over actually where Ricky fell, where his lines aren't coming together. And I want to go to this analogy real quick. Everyone knows what it's like ever since we saw the movie Jaws. You know, you get in the ocean, you're worried about the shark. And I think that's what Ricky is. He's Jaws. And James is going, okay, I'm in the lead, but where's that shark? I know he's out there and he's catching me, and I don't think he's got his rhythm just yet. I don't know. Ricky's going to catch him. Passing him's another story, but James just took a little too long to get his flow.
Ricky is Jaws. I feel stuff being, you know, I feel banners in the making right now. RC has Jaws. Now we see two yellow guys going at it. No, they're not both Suzukis. The number 12 of David Villeman celebrating the 50th anniversary of Yamaha.
Look at that. Villeman's like, I don't want to get bit.
I don't get this. I don't get it. That's twice, and maybe 3 times now. Gurkey.
I mean, he's so scary, Ricky, that riders are like, just go. I don't want to mess with it. No, you're going to get me anyway, and that's the wrong attitude, but that's what he has inflicted. That's what he has earned with the way he attacks racing. You know?
And you're right. You see the guys, the Yamaha guys, Suzuki guys cheering their riders on. Ricky undercutting that turn right there. Stewart's running 217s, 218s. Carmichael's 216s and 217s. 1 second, 2 seconds left. That's a lot of time to make up in a race.
And you look at James, and he looks fast. And he's starting to look a little bit better than he did. Look at this line. Watch this. We're up. That is just about impossible. When I saw him do that in practice yesterday, I about fell off the four-wheeler, man. I could not even believe it. And it took a bunch of runs by Reed, who never did it, and Kevin and Ricky. They finally got it at the very end of practice. Practice was way over. They stayed down there, almost irritating the AMA, trying to get it dialed in.
It looked like hopscotch.
Yeah, and the line changed from yesterday to today. Now he's doing it in even a harder spot with less lift. Just to show you how bad he wants it. He's taking all the chances he can.
But you notice right there, that first lap when we saw him, and you commented, or actually in practice, how James was on the throttle shooting down into that turn when he made that little mistake. Right there, much more tentative, you know, easier on the throttle. You cannot do that because you know Ricky's not doing that. Ricky is making up time on Stewart.
Well, you know, also, if you got a shark in the water that you know about, you ain't swimming all that efficient. You might think you're going fast, but you're not.
Let's take a look back and see where the difference is. Right there, Carmichael closing in, definitely in second place after he got by David Villeman, but it's still James Stewart. James is out in front. He deserves it right now. Now we're seeing some more pressure as Kevin Windham. No problem in that turn there for K-Dub.
Beautiful.
I mean, he just launched it down, made the pass, and said adios to David Villeman. Villeman had to go.
You know what's happening to the lines here? That was a close call on the inside. What's happening to the lines here is everyone's smart now. They all know where the good lines are going to be, so you almost have to go back and take, like, amateur lines because those are still smooth. And Villeman, you know, took the good line, and Kevin just went down there on the inside, which you normally don't do. He's able to make it work.
And riding very impressed, very inspired, it looks like, but also riding inspired is Ricky Carmichael. As Stewart having to work through lap traffic, he gets by. Now Ricky has to deal with it. Oh, great move by Stewart right there.
Oh, and he was still able to clear the top and opened up about another 25 yards on Ricky.
Look how fast James is in that section, like you had talked about, and Ricky having to deal with that. I mean, that great racing move right there, but Ricky dives underneath, and now he only has one more lapper in between.
Well, you got to remember, too, Ricky busted his tail. He went down pretty hard and moved things up a little bit, so he's still recovering from a crash. And, you know, with an opportunity.
Lapping 20th place. You see the pit boards for the guys.
And here he is with an opportunity to still win the moto. So that, you know, this can't feel very good for James. Be like, man, he had a good lead. There's Rick Johnson going, he's smart. Duh. Of course I'm going to be smart, but I'm also going to win.
And there's the shark you talked about, Ricky Carmichael, as he hounds James Bubba Stewart.
He's a little shark, but he's got sharp teeth.
It's almost like hunting, though, you know, raccoon hunting. You know, you hear the hound dogs behind you. They're coming. They're coming. I know it. I know it. I don't want them to catch me, but I hear it. I keep hearing it. There's race back for fourth place. Two teammates. David Villeman.
I think that Villeman would have figured that out there if he got passed by Wyndham.
Yeah. there you go. There's the inside line. Go ahead.
Yeah, and maybe he's not going to race his teammate the same way either, but still, he should have adjusted that. Look, that section is so tight, and Ricky went through there just like it was a flat corner.
Setting it up, foot out is James Stewart going a little wide there. Ricky has a much better line in that turn, though. He set him up right on the rear fender. Carmichael has his points, and Bubba has his.
Yeah, James is, you know what, he's got the ability to raise his game, and he raised it.
Come on, Carmichael. That's what they're cheering. They are getting loud on the sidelines, or they're cheering for Bubba.
Nice
Bubba gets past. Ricky takes over the lead. Downhill one more time, but there goes Bubba, his fast section. Oh! Lands on the back of Carmichael. Carmichael says, what are you doing?
James was out. He was out.
Bubba landed in the back of Carmichael. That's a case of two lines converging there. And it looks like Kevin Winham's going to take the lead, but more importantly, is James Stewart all right?
You know, Gosler is just hoping to get the bike started. There's Big James, Teeny Carmichael going, what the heck was that? Ricky just like going, come on, man. I passed him fair and square, and he just jumped on him. We need another look at that, because obviously James is just going to jump on that guy on purpose.
Yeah, it looked, and I don't know.
Oh, he hit hard. He hit really hard.
Ricky was going so much slower just in that one particular part. How does James make up that much difference? Oh, man, melon thumper by Stewart. Big James concerned about his son. Here's Malcolm.
Well, you know, if you're Jeannie Carmichael, Gosler, DeCoster, Ricky, you're going, hey, that was, what the heck was that, man? That could have ruined both of our careers or taken us out for the season. I think what James was trying to do was the same thing that Ricky did earlier to Chad Reed, where he squared him off, and then Ricky slowed down a little bit, and then he just guessed wrong.
Who would have known, though? James had followed Ricky a lap. He'd been out in front, you know, pretty much the whole time. Stick with us. Motocross National, Kevin Windham is your leader here in Moto 1 of the 250s. Carmichael and Stewart went down hard just a moment ago. Carmichael picks things back up in second place. I don't think he has enough time to catch up to Kevin Windham, and you can see the bike a little tweaked, the handlebars, everything not driving good.
No, he already tweaked the right side, bent the handguard down, and the front brake lever in the first fall, and then the second fall, you know, he fell a little unorthodox and bent everything a little bit more. It's good to see James okay, but he's probably like, okay, what's happening there?
Look at that stat. Out of 11 motos, nearly 50% of them did not finish.
You know what? He's giving us a thumbs up. We got to hand it to Kevin for being in a position to take advantage, you know? I mean, Chad Reed's back there too, and after two crashes, he's still unable to do anything about Ricky. He's riding around a bent bike. So, I mean, Kevin's on his game here as best he can be.
He didn't just start in third place either. He was in 8th place in that first lap and worked his way into the lead. So, yeah, props goes to Kevin Windham, the Amsoil Napster Honda number 14. Carmichael in second, you know, was looking for another moto win. The only guy to beat Carmichael outright this year, in my mind, was Chad Reed, because Carmichael crashed on his own. In this case, he was kind of taken down from behind, but you still got to give credit to, you know, Payton.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier in the show, he loves this track. Not everybody likes this place. Kevin does. He's got a good record to prove it. Back more on that crash. Let's some time to think about it. And, you know, James was a lot faster through that section. He was Gosler giving Ricky, hey, almost there. Get a second. Win the next moto. We'll be good. But, thinking back to what was going on there, James was faster than Ricky through that downhill where they fell all weekend. And Ricky had a different line and was forced to slow down a little bit more than that. James didn't know. See, James was coming in the same line as Kevin. Kind of squaring up. And when he went to square back to the inside of Ricky right there, Ricky slowed down a little bit more and he couldn't get there. So at the last second, he changed his mind and tried to go wide. And I think he just assumed wrong of what Ricky was going to do. And, you know, probably right now he's like, dang, sorry about that.
I think you said it best when we first saw it. He's not going to intentionally jump into the back of Ricky Carmichael.
I wouldn't go off that section as fast as James was by myself, let alone on top of a guy. So, you know, it was I can see why Ricky would be mad, you know, and I'm anxious to hear what he's going to say, but James, you got to hand it for James for trying to race, and he's probably the only guy out there that's willing to pass Ricky back, and that's what we love him for, is how aggressive he is, and, you know, occasionally that aggression bites him, and it used to bite Ricky until he got wise and learned when to make those moves.
Well, think about it for a while. We saw a couple of people hand Ricky a position that were top 5 positions.
Yeah,
how many times have you seen James Stewart hand over a position? Only Kevin Windham at the last stop. Did we ever see that? He felt he owed it to him, but nobody also hands, Bubba positions ever. I don't see that.
Hey, man.
Props goes to the 14. Yeah, what a ride. He's only the second guy to beat Ricky Carmichael all year. The Honda, the Amsoil Honda of Kevin Windham. A good ride, put himself in position for the victory. He takes it. You can see a disappointed Carmichael, and we'll hear from him when we return. Welcome back to Unadilla. Some words being exchanged between Kevin Windham on the right and Ricky Carmichael on the left. And what a champion Ricky Carmichael is, saying congratulations, man.
Nice by Kevin, too, to go over and go, dude, are you okay? Because he just rode by all the wreckage.
Suzuki results. Find your favorite rider. Crowd favorite seemed to be Carmichael, but it was Kevin Windham taking the victory here in moto number 1, number 14.
Kevin Windham having a little bit of a break handed to you. Kevin, 2003, won both motos here. You're able to pull the first moto win this year again.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to do it, but that's all you can do is go out there and give it your all the whole race, and sometimes it's handed to you. And I don't know what happened. I didn't see the race up front, but wish I could have hung with the guys, but I couldn't. And they came together. I hope Ricky's obviously all right, and I hope James is all right. But I just kept riding my own race, and it came to me. Sometimes it happens, and I'll take it anywhere I can get it.
Win since 03, David. I mean, that's amazing there, and that was the year that Ricky was super dominant. You see him over there talking to Scott Taylor. He is one angry redheaded kid out there, and he is tore up on that back. Tyre got the best of him.
Well, we've seen some pretty wild rides so far this season, but probably none quite like this. Ricky, what a battle. You just had 2 crashes, one really big one with James. What took place there?
You have to ask him that. It's just a shame. I fell and then caught right up to him. I think I was like 18 seconds back, and followed him for about 3 laps and made a nice clean move on him. And then, I don't know, I guess he thought he was going to jump on me, and him not crash and me crash, and that's just dangerous. So I guess I just have to give him a little more room next time. It's just a bummer, now that's not a clean way to race.
I think if James sees this, he'll say, man, I should not have done that. But when you're in the heat of the moment, David, I mean, no way. I mean, he got the worst end of that deal for sure. Let's go down to Chad Reed.
Kind of got a decent jump and then got down there and hear that everyone comes together. Man, that scared the hell out of me. And just kind of rode tight at the beginning, didn't really ride myself, and didn't really get to live up to the retro colors.
1-800-AMA-JOIN or visit AMADirectLink.com. The AMA, rights, riding, racing. Now it's time for a little between the motos, a little retro Suzuki action. It was 25 years ago. American Suzuki, they were on top of the sport. They dominated the championships. They had the best bikes, and with guys like Kent Howerton, Tony DiStefano, Mark Barnett, Suzuki also had the best riders. And while the times were good in the late 70s and early 80s, something happened after 82. And until this season, life under the yellow tent was almost too bad to be true. Suzuki had been fighting to get back on top ever since.
That's for sure. I was starting to wonder, Roger and I talked about that, whether we'd be around to really see that day come. It's really interesting for Suzuki. It had a great history leading up, up until about the mid-80s. The mid-80s, there was a decision made in Japan to kind of reevaluate the motocross team. We went from really being the stars down to the also runs.
It was tough. When I came back to Suzuki, some people told me they wanted to get back and all that and get back on the top, and so I was all happy and excited about, for the challenge. But then when I started working with them, I had not realized though how far down things had gone. It took a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of convincing, even trying to convince a lot of the people in Japan, that they could do it.
The last time Suzuki won the AMA Supercross title was in 1981 with Mark Barnett. That year, the Bomber, along with Howerton, put Suzuki at the top of the game by also winning the AMA 125 250 motocross crowns.
81 was just easy because, when you're not winning, you have to work during the week to get a win on the weekend. You just worry about it all week long, but when you're like 81, I was just on top, so I just go out and do my riding and go to the race and win. It was a pretty easy year, actually.
But from 1984 through 2004, Suzuki's name disappeared from the win column. During that 20-year span, they only won 7 races in Supercross and 3 AMA motocross titles.
I felt that our bikes were very good the last few years, that they were competitive and that they were capable of winning. But unless the rider is on there and does it for you, you know, not many people are gonna believe it.
You can't discount the bike because the rider didn't get on the podium. There's so many ways of looking at things. Man, you can't draw conclusions. I think if you put Bubba Stewart on the bike, Chad Reed on the bike, myself on the bike, they're gonna win races.
Suzuki had several options to go after for top riders in 05, and it was RC who signed on without even riding the bike.
I know this year when Ricky won the championship, he really made it clear that Suzuki didn't have a curse, that, you know, that really it was a good company to ride with, and we had a good bike. Also, some other secrets that people don't know, there were a couple other riders that tested the bike that didn't, you know, get the offer from us that maybe they were expecting, and I think they would have appreciated riding the bike this year.
Carmichael and Suzuki have, of course, extended their success into motocross, where the RMZ 450 has been on top. The only person happier than RC and DeCoster is Mel Harris, who's been with Suzuki since the magical year of 1981.
Oh, I probably could retire happy right now, but I'm having too much fun in this sport. I'm going to be around here to pester people for another 8 or 10 years. I'm having too good of a time. You know, I'm not going to put pressure on Ricky and said I expect him to win next year, but, you know, we're going to be looking for another title.
I'm sure you will, Mel. You know, some crazy things happen at Unadilla to Hill people and all, but how about a snowmobile, a skidoo jumping out of the gravity cavity? That's done. That has to hurt. We'll have more when we come back to Unadilla.
Women racers and women that just like to hang out.
For the AMA Motocross Series by FMF. Moto 2 about to get underway, but the question is, where's Bubba?
Well, guys, as you notice, all these gates are filling up, but this one behind me is remaining empty. James Stewart will not be racing in the second moto. He's been advised by Kawasaki not to race his moto due to a concussion. He banged his head really hard with a big crash with him and Ricky Carmichael. The bars went into his eyes. I guess he's got a gouge. Doesn't look very good for him, but he's opted to not race his moto. It's a tough break for James, but we hope to see him back at the next race.
9 times out of 10, David, it's a guy who does the landing on that gets hurt. That was the case with Bubba. That was a melon thumper as Honda brings us our lineup here, winning with the first pick of the win.
Yeah, I'm glad Ricky's okay, and I'm surprised they both didn't get hurt in that one.
Yeah, just some scratches for Carmichael. He's ready to go in moto number 2 and try and get back on his winning ways. Glad to beat Kevin Windham if he's going to win the overall here, though. Windham with the win. Carmichael second in Moto 1. You're seeing Windham the 14. There's Carmichael number 4. Look like Michael Byrne with a good jump.
Yeah, he anticipated the gate, beat Ricky to the corner.
And it's Kevin Windham. Looks like he's going to come out in second, but I believe it's a Honda. And you got to be kidding me. Justin Buckaloo has been a hole-shotting machine the past 3 motos.
Look at Windham, though.
Short-lived.
See that sense of urgency. He can feel it. He's like, okay, I got a chance. Time to go. He doesn't know where Ricky is, but he'll be happy to know that Ricky, we haven't seen him yet. He's got to be outside the top 5 in that first corner.
Yep, Kevin Windham is trying to say, I need to get out in front. Ooh, separate himself and coming a ways over there.
Almost jumped as far as that snowmobile. I can't believe how soft that guy landed. I'm still amazed.
Is that good or bad that he almost jumped that far? There you see Buckaloo back looking on board with Dowdy, John Dowd of the Moose Racing Pirelli Suzuki just behind Chad Reed. You see the 22, and there's Matt Gerke again.
Yeah, another good start from Matt. That's pretty cool. Look at me. You can see how tight it gets. Look, Fonseca jumps to the outside like,
yeah.
You got to protect your line on the first lap, and everyone's bunched up. If you make a little mistake, hesitate looking for your line, you're going to get past.
Fonseca swapping all around, and there's the Suzuki. Carmichael jumping into the picture now.
And now he can see everybody just in front of him, just behind the junkyard dog, John Dowd. The number 4 takes position. Two positions.
Look at that. Let me just creep around the inside past everybody. There goes Fonseca. I mean, man.
Respect your rider.
Everyone just like Martin the Red Sea. Ricky comes through. Look at triple, double that. Didn't get over the top. Wyndham got over the top, so he tends to lead a little bit. Bitch and pre-jump right to the
You can't keep saying that. The standards are going to get us.
That was cool, though, the way he downsided it, getting to that corner, get set up, but still Carmichael's all over him right now. He can do all the cool stuff he wants, but Ricky's doing it faster.
Oh, man, look at that right there. I mean, Chad's carrying a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Ricky undercuts him. Both factory riders, both 4-strokes. Now he knew he was kind of hung out, too. Ricky had that middle of the road. After he gets by Buckaloo.
I mean, he goes down there, passes Chad, goes inside of Buckaloo, keeps Chad off the tail, and he just soaks up the top of that hill, pulls the tear off, downsides it. He's like, all right, I mean, just he goes through the whole entire pack, you know, and he's already in position to win the race.
But remember, Kevin Wyndham won the first moto, and it stands right now Kevin Wyndham will be the overall, and that streak of Ricky Carmichael's could come to an end today on overall victories. And if I remember right, it was Kevin Wyndham who...
That was the coolest thing I've seen all day.
What are you talking about?
Beautiful. Nobody was able to go through that section like that. They were all trying to. Ricky just busted out, jumped all the way up, lands on the downside of the hole up there. Beautiful.
You're getting all tingly.
I know how hard that is to do, Robbie.
Let's go down to Erin Basley. She has a special guest for us. Erin, who do you got?
Well, you all know him as a former national champion. Today, he's a spectator, Jeff Emig. Jeff, today you're sitting here watching. Things have really changed. What do you think of the series so far this season?
Well, it's been interesting in a lot of different ways. You know, the performances of James Stewart, and especially like this first photo with the incident, you know, with him and Carmichael. Man, it's definitely not boring.
Hey, what have you been up to lately?
I've just been at home with my wife and my daughter, and you know, raising the family. But you know, I definitely miss being around the races, and you know, I enjoy the competition. And when I get back here and you know, start watching the races, kind of you know, brings me back to my time.
Hey, it's great to see you back spectating and supporting these guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be around.
Good to have Jeff Rose spectating in their former motocross supercross champion. Speaking of champ, he's trying to beat the champ. Kevin Wyndham is out in front. Look back at our Cartons Unlimited flashback. The year was 1996, David Bailey. Let's go down to Davey Coons. How do you like my Art Ekman imitation?
Having a flashback here myself. Brian Hughes puts the move on his teammate Jeff Emig up front. McGrath just trying to find a way around LaRocco, not having any luck.
One year McGrath got to wear that #1 plate, but here at Unadilla was the #2 of Jeff Emig taking the victory.
Didn't last long. Watch this. Bam, he hits the ground. Kyle Lewis plows into him. Two riders sneaking by. And it was McGrath picking up the second moto win, but the guy we didn't show you in this flashback, number 16, Greg Albertine, picking up his first win.
And the first win for Suzuki overall in 15 years. Now back to present day. Well, they're not going to have to look too much further for a Suzuki win. If Ricky Carmichael keeps turning these lap times, he is all over Kevin Wyndham now at Amsoil Chaparral Honda. You don't need Napster to hear what, the Suzuki's got cooking behind him.
All right, and just imagine this, okay? Go into the pitching machine and just stand there in a chest protector and let's about a bucket full of rocks just hit you at 90. That's what Ricky's putting up with being behind Kevin right now, so he can't afford to hang out there very long. He's got to make his move, because he is getting just killed with rocks right now.
And you know better than anyone, a multiple-time 500cc motocross champion. I don't know how you rode those things for one, but how you could ever stand behind, or ride behind somebody for another. No way.
You have to alter your line, and you have to still figure out how to go fast in a line you wouldn't choose.
How about that line right there? I mean, there were two totally different ways to approach the same turn.
Yep. Ricky not able to quite do that section as beautiful as he did before, but it's like I said, he's got to adjust things a little bit. He's been jumping out this gravity cavity on the inside a lot farther, but Kevin airs it out. Gap.
Man, he just dropped straight out of the air, though. Ricky almost got thrown over the handlebars there. I mean, he lost all forward momentum. Pay
what to make of that.
Pay attention. What does that mean? When you're Wyndham and you're out in front and you have your mechanic go pay attention, or your crew?
I don't know what, you know what, right now, they know what's up. They're like, whatever, get that pit board out of my way. There he is. There's my race. They know what's going on. Beautiful move by Kevin to stay inside of that mushy berm, just on the power slide. But Ricky's setting him up the same way he set up Stewart. See if he can do the same move.
A natural terrain course, the most naturally gifted rider out there. Kevin Wyndham's going to drop back to second. And when it comes to style and the way he rides, nobody does it quite like Wyndham. But when you're talking about determination, physical training, determination, I mean, that's the one word I associate with Ricky Carmichael.
Oh, look at Ricky. He gets all the way over the top of that jump, and when he lands, he blasts Kevin in the face with rocks. And now it's switched a little bit. Kevin's getting, well, and actually he's probably not going to get this. Ricky opens up the gap pretty fast with that 20-minute over the top of that hill and the roof section back there. And Kevin, he rode excellent. I mean, watching his body English and his lines and how he was attacking the track early on, I thought he put up a longer fight, but Ricky's is so damn fast.
It's not over. It's not over. We're about, a third of the way, a little over a third of the way through, but Carmichael is down in front. We saw him aboard the first moto. He went down by himself.
True. Yeah,
true, but I don't see it happening again.
Yeah, well, it could. Look at Dowd putting together a solid ride so far. Milliman back there with the retro colors. And, wait a minute, this isn't looking right. It's not supposed to be like this. I'm not supposed to have Dowd in front of me today. So he'll do all he can to take care of that. Fonseca with a better start.
Best we've seen John Dowd on the number 16 Suzuki there. We saw him in Southwick. His track, his home track, we saw him with 2/3. Or a third overall, yeah, 2/3 for third overall. Right now in the top 5. And Milliman, a factory rider, just now trying to get by.
Yeah, he did the corner at the bottom a little bit better and got a nice drive up the hill. Reed just not feeling it. I don't think he really likes this track. Remember back when he rode against James? James was like tired of hearing about everybody saying that Chad could beat him if he had the same start. James led him by and passed it back. I think Chad would be happy to get away from him.
Well, this is the motocross of all motocross, and we'll finish it when we come back. Cross Nashville from Unadilla Valley Sports Center in New Berlin, New York. I'm Robbie Floyd with David Bailey. We're on the last lap of this final race of the 250 class. Ricky Carmichael works his way up through the field and enjoys a comfortable lead over Kevin Wyndham and Chad Reed right now in third.
Yeah, he didn't pull away from Kevin like I thought he would, actually, the way he caught him and was driving. And I can't see anything really wrong, actually, but maybe he's just going, maybe that first moto took a lot out of him. He went down hard twice.
I'm not sure if he's pumping up the crowd or trying to stretch out that arc right there. It's late in the race.
Yeah.
But if this was a race somebody was going to beat him, he gave him their opportunity. I mean, he was down not once but twice. Look at that.
You know what that? Because I don't think Ricky's really that fond of this place either. And it's nothing against the track. It's great. It's just that, I don't think they really like it that much. He said, hey, we're past this.
Sometimes you can tame Unadilla, but most of the time Unadilla tames you. Down to Aaron.
Well, guys, it's been since the early 1980s since Suzuki has swept both the 125 class and the 250 class, since Mark Barnett and Kent Howerton had swept both of these classes. But Suzuki is in a position here today. If things continue on the way they are going, Ricky Carmichael will take the win here for the second moto and the win overall. A very lucky day for Roger DeCoster. He's got to be very excited right now.
Yeah, Roger knows a thing or two about this place.
Yes, he does.
And that's the section right there where they made contact with Ricky and James. And, back in '78, DeCoster and Bob Hanna got into it. Their lines crossed, and Hanna went down and was saying, I'm going to break Roger's leg. And, there was no internet back then to get on people's cases and stuff. And I can't wait to see what happens after, what people are going to be thinking about what they saw between James and Ricky. But, I'm glad they're okay. And hopefully James is able to ride at the next round in Denver. Congratulations to Ricky. It's a real testament to his training program and his toughness to be able to get away with 2 tracks like that.
And the determination of Ricky Carmichael. What if Chad Reed had that same drive in motocross that Ricky had? How fast would he be?
He does have it. He just doesn't use it all the time. Chad. I go back to races like Seattle and think, come on, ride like that every time out. If he did, he'd be closer to Ricky and feeling what Ricky's going to do.
He's feeling the win. Another moto victory for Ricky Carmichael. 2-1 moto scores. That will give him the overall victory. Yeah. New York is done. Flip me over. Just let's move on to Colorado. And our Honda highlight. I wonder what that could be. Maybe the Stewart Carmichael battle?
Well, check this out, okay? Ricky sets him up, baits him into going wide, ducks underneath him. But that's going to force Ricky to come down this next section on the far inside, which means he's going to have to go slower off the drop-off. James doesn't know that. He's going to try to square him. He goes, oh, I can't. Tries to jump back to the outside with no room. If he had it to do over, he obviously changed that. Ricky, he was just like, dude, all I know is I got landed on.
He doesn't have a mirror. He doesn't have a mirror on a camera in the back of his helmet.
Oh.
Yeah, James got the worst end of that deal right there. But you're right. He did not do it on purpose, but it's a game of inches. That time it cost both
Here
of them.
comes Deja Vu. Same exact move. Carmichael puts it on Kevin. Kevin's like, well, I put up all the fight I've got. See, Kevin's coming down with the same idea, but he got sideways back there, and you know, he squared off Ricky, but didn't quite have enough. Ricky had a really nice timing. Look at that, hops up over the top, boosts Kevin in the face, and that was the end of that.
Good half-a-second advantage right there. Ricky Carmichael takes the victory. Wyndham and Chad Reed round out the podium as we take a look at our Suzuki results. But it's still another victory by Ricky Carmichael. The streak's still alive. Let's go down to the man himself, RC.
Ricky Carmichael making it now 21 consecutive overall wins. Ricky, week in, week out, you're killing these guys out there. Today you had a bit of a struggle, but hey, still pulling it together once again. How do you keep yourself motivated each weekend?
You know, these guys keep me working, and I always struggle at this place, I tell you. It's where my streak ended as far as overalls go, and you know, I just have a hard time, and I definitely have to thank the team, Makita Suzuki, for sticking behind me and working with me. You know, Kevin rode really good today, and I knew he was going to be good. So I had my work cut out for me. I'm glad we're done with this one, and looking forward to going to a new track next weekend. It should be fun.
As we take a look at the overall right now, Ricky Carmichael 2-1. You can't beat that in any kind of race. He come out with the same amount of points as Wyndham. Let's go down to Kevin Wyndham. He had a shot at the title, but it was RC.
This marks the halfway point of the season. Are you happy where you're at right now at this point in the season?
Well, I just got in the seconds, I think, after the day, I believe. I'll have to go back and look at the points. But, you know, that feels good for sure. But, you know, I wish we could be up there battling with Ricky more, you know. And I know I battled with him a little bit today, but just felt the pressure from him. And, you know, he's riding so strong right now. So, I mean, I think all of us have that will to win, and that's what we want to go for. And, you know, you can't be too greedy. I think second's pretty doggone good, so I'm happy with it.
Well, Kevin came out with a tie, you know, for the day of points, and you know, he did what only one of the riders been able to do this week, and that's beat Carmichael. Chad Reed did it at Southwick. Kevin's done it. Just got to feel like at some point James is going to the second half of the series.
And Kevin Wyndham moves into second overall in points, but it's still Carmichael, Wyndham, and Reed. Picture right there, the top three overall. That's going to be it from Unadilla, our next stop. It's been a long time since we've been to Colorado, but we are back here on OLN. On behalf of David Bailey and Aaron Basin, I'm Robbie Floyd. We hope to see you next time. You can always log on to OLNTV.com for more. We'll see you.
He loves table rock. Bull shows on the White River. He ain't gonna never stop. He's a great American fisherman. He fish anywhere. Anywhere there's water, Lord knows he'll be there. He's just like a gypsy, mighty hard to hold. The great American fisherman got fishing in his soul. Take that hook.
It's almost like deja vu. 4 years ago, Grant Langston hurt his shoulder, gutted out a respectable finish, but missed the following round. A month after that, he was winning races again and back in the title hunt. This year, he separates his ankle at round 1, still wins the race, but scores 0 points the following weekend. At round 3, he wins and puts himself back into the championship. A mediocre weekend at round 4 is backed up by another win at round 5. Grant Langston is in a great position, but it's going to be tough to convince the points leader Mike Brown of that. Round 6 at Unadilla is a halfway and possible turning point of the series, and it's all next on OLN. Back to the granddaddy of motocross, Unadilla. And the Hill Peeper out in full effect. The AMA Motocross Championships by FMF. And this telecast is presented by the people at Parts Unlimited. Welcome everyone to the Unadilla Valley Sports Center.